following is available in high definition.
Oh, you should stay there and let him boom for a half an hour.
This is SportsCentre.
Stacking up against the Sharks, the Flames come out firing against the West's best. A bizarre moment in Buffalo as Jarkko Ruutu clamps down on the Sabres. After not being a part of the Leafs' plans, Brian McCabe returns to face Toronto's porous defense. The wait is almost over. Matt Sundin is set to make his Canucks debut. And Canada's World Juniors reflect on dreams fulfilled.
It's been a long wait ever since I was a kid. I've always wanted to be here.
While addressing trade speculation surrounding the tournament's MVP. Glad you're here on SportsCentre. Jay, back from the infirmary?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better today. A little bit. But, you know, we'll see how the show goes. Okay. It's a highlight-to-highlight situation.
Let's start off slow and give you the first pack.
All right, let's do it, Dan. Sharks and Flames, two of the top teams in the Western Conference. Jerome McGinley playing his 900th career game in this battle of division leaders. Half a minute into the first, McGinley with a shot on Yevgeny Nabokov. Nabokov with the stop. Scoreless with under 8 to go in the first frame. Curtis Glencross goes 5-0 on Nabokov for a 7th. Calgary with a 1-0 lead as the Flames continue to press. Tom Bertuzzi, the pass to Damon Lanko. That is his 13th. Flames out front 2-0. Minute 30 to go. Calgary man advantage. Mark Giordano beats Nabokov with his third. The Flames have a 3-0 cushion after one period of play. Nice screen from David Moss. Second period, Rennie Vork into the zone. Feeds it in front for Lanko. He's got a second of the hockey game. The Flames are taking it to the Sharks. Nabokov is done. He allows 4 goals on 18 shots. Here comes Brian Boucher. Nabokov looking like a young Mikhail Baryshnikov. Midway through the frame, now 4-1. Adrian Aucoin turns it over. Patty Marleau to Mike Greer. Greer scores, then crashes hard into the boards. He'd be okay. San Jose had cut Calgary's lead in half, but with about 10 to go in the third, Glencross again takes a hit, keeps the puck, feeds David Moss for his 12th, and Calgary hands the Sharks just their second regulation loss since November the 9th. It is their 5th straight win at home. Boy, the Flames are really rolling. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. They will next host the Islanders on Thursday. They've opened up a 5-point lead on the Canucks in the Northwest Division. Robin Regier.
We did to them in the first period what they did to us down in San Jose. Came out with a real hot start. Got a chance to capitalize.
First period was probably one of our best periods we've had all year long, and stuck with it. It got a little tight in the second period, but we stayed with it and got a big win.
We deserved it. I mean, it was a game. Like I said, we came out. We had a great start, and you want to do that against a team like that. We're playing with more confidence and just try to get better every game.
Ottawa one win through 6 games of their 8-game road trip. 15 seconds in against the Sabres. Paul Gostad feeds Matt Ellis. He beats Alex Ault. He's got 3 goals in 2 games. Hang on, we're going back to the last meeting between these two. Jarkko Ruutu, he's in full pest mode, got under the skin of Adam Mayer, and included a slew foot, prompting Mayer to go after him.
Running around joking, everybody doesn't play his own battles, this guy. It's a joke. You know he's a joke, Luke. You gotta protect that guy all year. It's a joke.
We return to Tuesday's affair. Andrew Peters goes after Ruutu, and Ruutu, watch his mouth. He chomps down on Peters' glove. Livid with the refs, tells him exactly what happened.
He ends up getting a 2-minute penalty, but there's no room in this game for that. None whatsoever. Who does this guy think he is?
But Ruutu escapes unpenalized. The incident puts an even bigger target on Ruutu. Time winding down. Yaroslav Spacek puts his stick right in the baby belugas. 3-0 Sabres in the second. Jason Spezza turn the lights on. Throws it on. Ryan Miller didn't hug the post tight enough. Squeezes in, sends on the board. 32 seconds later, Danny Heatley Spring Spezza, looking 5-hole, scoring 5-hole. Spezza with back-to-back goals, his 17th as the Sens within one. Sens with the momentum in the third. Brendan Bell alone on the left side. They give it to him, but his shot blocked by Derek Roy. Bell 2-on-1 with Spezza. Miller gloves it. Sens outshoot the Sabres 11-4 in the frame, but come up short again. They fall 4-2. Sens trip finally ends Thursday in Boston, and just so you know, the Sens are the worst road team in the National Hockey League. But Ruutu, can he explain what exactly happened?
I didn't bit him.
Looks like you might have bit the glove.
What's that?
Looks like you might have bit
his fingers in my mouth, but I didn't bite him.
He's claiming he's cut and he won't be able to attack. So
yeah, I'm sure, you know. I gouged me before, so.
So if the league looks at it and sees that you did bite him, what do you expect?
Nothing to happen.
The last time I saw that was in boxing. You know, Tyson Holyfield. The ref's got a tough job, and you know, we can't see everything. But like I said, I know that the league will definitely review it.
Leafs hosting the Panthers. Cody Goloff and Cody Hodgson in Toronto, honored for the gold medal win on Monday night. Brian McCabe returning to Toronto, steps onto the ice early in the first period.
Delivered by Florida, and you can hear some boos as Brian McCabe makes his return from Weiss.
Midway through the first, Panthers power play, Stephen Weiss. What a shot. That is his 7th, 1-0 FLA. Back to McCabe, who seemed to be having some fun with the crowd.
And here's Brian McCabe. 523 games he's a Leaf. 297 points.
He should stand back there and
just enjoying it.
3 minutes remaining in the period. Gregory Campbell. Nice backhand feed to Ville Peltonen. That is Peltonen's 6th. Panthers up 2-0 after one. We go to the second. Weiss to Michael Frolik. We're going with Frolik now. And Frolik has his 8th. Leafs are down 3-0 after 2. Less than 5 minutes into the third. Leafs on the power play. Nick Antropop's shot is blocked. Alex Ponikarovsky slides in his 13th as McCabe is unable to stop him, cutting the lead to 3-1. But 5 minutes after that, Jay Bouwmeester. Oh, when will he be traded? His point shot redirected by Gregory Campbell. 4-1 Panthers. 8 minutes to play. Jason Blake gets behind McCabe, bangs in his own rebound. Blake with 10 on the season now, but the Leafs end up losing this one 4-2. By the way, Luke Schenn did return to the lineup. He's missed quite a few games with a knee injury. He saw over 21 minutes of ice time in his return. The Leafs have surrendered 142 goals up to this point of the season. That is 3rd worst in the National Hockey League. They will be in Montreal on Thursday. The coach calling out the vets.
Zero kind of energy at all from any veteran players to show up and lead the way. And as a quiet room before the game, it was quiet on the bench. The only time anybody said anything was to yell at the referee if the referee missed the chintzy penalty.
We got to just make sure we're ready to play. It doesn't matter who we're playing. I mean, this is a team that's in front of us in the standings, and you know, we needed a big effort tonight if we want to move forward. And you know, they just outskated us.
And don't think the Leafs to a man won't be watching the Canucks-Oilers tilt Wednesday night, because in that game, their former captain will finally be reunited with the National Hockey League. Blake Price has the news Canuck fans have been waiting for.
If nothing changes till tomorrow morning, I think it should be a good chance I'll play tomorrow, I guess.
And with that, after just 2 full practices with his new team, the Sundin era in Vancouver appears to finally be ready, or at least as ready as it's going to be.
I thought he looked good. And, you know, the only way to get him to, you know, the pace that the NHL is right now is to put him in and put him in gradually and let him work through the little inactivity that he's had here.
Of course, you're looking forward to get back playing the game. So at the same time, I want to make sure I'm ready physically so I can stay in the lineup and not come back too quick and get hurt or something like that.
For a team that has been losing as much as they've been winning with Roberto Luongo out of the lineup, the excitement surrounding Sundin's debut is evident. The owner took in the final tune-up, and Sundin's new but familiar line mates are starting to get almost giddy.
Things can, get to be the same around here, so whenever you get to add, a great player in the lineup and get a chance to play with them, you're going to bring some extra intensity to the game, and he's somebody that you want to play with. So yeah, you're going to work a little extra harder.
I think Matt brings a lot to the game. I mean, he's a character guy. All the things that everybody says about him. So I think he's going to do well.
Adding to the hope and optimism here in Vancouver was goaltender Roberto Luongo on the ice for over an hour before practice today, taking shots from goaltending coach Ian Clark. It's a positive step forward, but still no timetable for his return. Blake Price, TSN, Vancouver.
Blackhawks Coyotes first period. Dave Boland's shot tipped in front, and it ends up on the stick of Adam Burish, who beats Michael Telfis. Burish scoring his first goal of the year on his 26th birthday. It was part of a 4-goal outburst for the Hawks in the first. So Ilya Bryzgalov in for Phoenix to start the second. He fares no better. Jonathan Taves to Marty Havlat. Taves on the rebound for his 10th. The Hawks up 5-zip after 2. We flash back earlier this season. Hawks up 7-1. A second ago in a game against the Coyotes, Chris Versteeg and Kyle Turris start going at it. Versteeg dropping the gloves at the 19-year-old, and Wayne Gretzky was livid about it, saying after the game that he hoped his team would remember what had happened. So we go back to the third period of Tuesday's game. Ed Jovanovski jostling with Matt Walker. Walker just drops the gloves and drills Jovanovski. And Ed was bleeding bad. Walker gets 2-5 and a 10. Then with 5 minutes to go, Chicago up 6-zip now. Todd Fedoruk makes no effort to get out of the way of Cristobal Huet. A melee would ensue as the Hawks stick up for their keeper. Huet telling teammate Nick Habibulin that Fedoruk got his elbow up. But Huet would have the last laugh. He posts the shutout, leads the Hawks to another blowout victory over Fiend.
Thrashers Penguins. Atlanta has the second worst record in the league, and coach John Anderson losing patience after Sunday's 4-1 loss to the Lightning. He said, quote, "Our give a crap level is at 0. I've got to question whether anybody cares in that locker room right now. It's a joke." End quote. By the way, our give a crap level at craptastic levels.
Oh, nice.
Former Penguin Colby Armstrong trying to show he cares. Tangles with Ruslan Fedotenko. Who do you think would win this fight? Fedotenko one-punches him. Actually had to leave the game with a hand injury. Armstrong okay, maybe a little embarrassed. Makes his presence felt a bit later. Drops Sidney Crosby side of I thought they used to be really good buddies, didn't they?
No longer.
Crosby coming off.
They're enemies now.
They are. That's all that came of that. Penguins power play. Peter score deflects Ryan.
What happened to our give a crap level?
It's at craptastic levels.
Oh, okay, good.
Sikora's 14 base at 1-0. Evgeny Malkin picks the puck up before he feeds Sikora. Pens up 2-0 on the power play. Malkin's blast tipped by Crosby. Malkin had 3 helpers. And for the first time in over 2 weeks, the Penguins score more than 2 goals in a game. And they snap their 5-game losing streak. It's Wednesday Night Hockey on TSN. It's a big one. It's at the most famous arena in the world. It's the Rangers and Canadiens. When SportsCentre returns flying high following Monday night's golden performance, Team Canada members head back to their junior squads after a 5th straight championship run.
Leading his team to their best 40-game start in franchise history, could Alex and the Caps survive a shootout against the Flyers?
And after Canada closed out yet another World Junior Tournament with gold, we look back at the best moments from this year's tournament in the top 10.
He took that right away, a sure goal.
What a theater on this Monday night. 2 great hockey nations await the outcome of this. They score! P.K. Subban! Things are boiling over here. Esposito scores! Hodgson, snap! Canada rules in Ottawa. World Junior champions for a 5th straight year.
Wasn't that a treat to watch? And so many of you did watch this year's World Junior Final, the highest-rated broadcast in TSN history. A day later, Claude Fagg somehow managed to travel to several Canadian cities at once to witness the players returning home.
From East Coast to West and all points in between, Canada's latest World Junior gold medalists arrived home as hockey heroes. A first for many, not including John Tavares, although signing an ice scraper may have been. Much more laid back for Angelo Esposito, picked up at a Montreal train station by his father, John.
It's been a long wait. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be here. And, last night in Ottawa, that last gold medal game, I just wanted to have fun with it, and that's what I did, and it just feels great.
For Tavares, named tournament MVP, the question now is, what other team can he lead to victory with his OHL Oshawa Generals poised to deal the Phenom prior to Friday's trade deadline, with Windsor and London sitting as frontrunners?
I started thinking about it last night, obviously, and, I just want to make sure I make the right decision with everything. And, the club's been handling it great. Everyone's been very respectful.
Is there a chance that he may just say, you know what, I want to stay there?
Oh, yeah, there's a chance, of course. I mean, he loves it there. I mean, you've treated him greatly. I mean, he's happy there, so there's a chance, too. That's why all the rumors so far, everything's up in the air.
A gold medal win may also punch Pat Quinn's ticket back to the NHL coaching ranks, with some interest brewing from teams on both sides of the border.
I've been out for 2 years. There's been about 7, 8, 9 coaching changes and a couple of management changes. So there's a chance that maybe it's not going to happen again. I'm open for it. If it comes up again, some opportunity someplace, then I'll look at it. And, it's not a slam dunk that you take it, but I'm pretty sure I have the appetite for it.
And as Canada celebrates this country's latest World Junior Championship gold medal achievement in their drive for 5, they can already start looking ahead at a possible shot at 6 next December back in Canada in Regina, Saskatoon, with as many as 10 players from this year's roster eligible to return.
Obviously, there's going to be some guys that may not be able to come back. Hopefully Johnny's not back. But, in that standpoint, there might be guys back that can kind of, have gone through it before and, hopefully make it 6 in a row.
Claude Fay, TSN, Toronto.
Meanwhile, Flames prospect Michael Backlund says he'll stay in North America and play out the rest of the season in the WHL for the Kelowna Rockets. Backlund was Calgary's first pick in 2007. He had 5 goals and a couple of assists for Sweden at this year's World Juniors.
Last year, clearly gotten in the head of Yaroslav Jan.
Any wagers in this room?
Not so far, guys. I've been too busy, but I'm okay. $100 right there. Kevin Bieksa.
Serious? No, I'm serious, sir. Serious.
Well, after Monday's Team Canada win over Sweden, Bieksa's ready to cash in on his bet with Oland.
Wasn't even close, I think. 4-goal victory, and I just asked him how he'd like to pay me, and he said Swedish crowns. I was thinking maybe he could unlace my skates for a week, every day after practice for a week. That's worth $100 to me.
In Ottawa, Daniel Alfredsson lost 2 bets as a result of Sweden's loss. He'll have to don a Team Canada jersey for a Senators practice for the 2nd straight year after losing a bet to team owner Eugene Melnick. He'll also have to shovel the backyard rink of teammate Sean Donovan.
National Hockey League Hawk Caps 11-1 in their last 12. Their only loss against the Flyers. Sold out in Washington for this one. 2 minutes in. Caps power play. Alex Simmons centers to Nick Backstrom. Buries his 12th of the year. They say it was a playoff atmosphere in the rink for this 1-second period. 7 chancing close. Rebound. Squirts to Michael Nylander. But Aussie Vannanen slides through the crease. Keeps it a 1-goal game. Luka Spiza looking for his first NHL goal. Can't beat Jose Theodore. He had 33 saves in this game. 23 seconds into the third, Flyers man advantage. Braden Coburn point shot into screen Theodore. Coburn gets his 5th. Game is tied at 1. Overtime needed. A minute left in the extra session. Coburn's pass intercepted by Alex Ovechkin. Marty Biron keeps it out. Shootout required. First shooter, Victor Kozlov. He goes backhand and up top, beating Biron. That was the only goal. Theodore stops Simon Gagne, Mike Richards, and Jeff Carter. Caps win their 7th in a row.
Minute Minnesota North Stars, Boston Bruins, and hey, that's a good sweater message Jacques Lemaire had there. Argyle, second period, Shane Knighty goes down for the block and takes the puck off the face. He would have to go to the dressing room. He would return, however. He is a hockey player. Still in the second, Milan Lucic called for the hold on Kim Janssen. So the Bees are down a man. They send Minnesota to the power play. Marek Zidlitsky from the point. This is his fifth. You know, Manny Fernandez doesn't even see it. Wild on the board, 1-zip. 4 minutes later, Zdeno Chara turned away by Nick Backstrom. Then in the closing seconds of the period, Michael Ryder off the post. The league's best offense shutout through 2 periods. Third period, Chuck Kovacic stopped. Stefan Yell can't put it away. 4 minutes later, Mark Savard. Beautiful move around the D. Backstrom's there again. 28 saves, his second shutout in a row. His 5th shutout of this season. Still to come on this fantastic edition of the show. So you've got the upper hand between Brent Sutter's Devils and his son Brandon's Hurricanes.
And in the middle of their worst stretch since they united the Big Three, found out if a date with the lowly Bobcats was just what the doctor of basketball ordered.
Closed captioning brought to you by the new TSN.ca. Catch highlights, insider reports, special features, and video on demand at TSN.ca.
Devils and Canes head coach Brent Sutter faces his 19-year-old son Brandon for the first time. 5th time a father has coached against his son in the NHL. Minute in, Rod Brindamore steals from Bryce Salvador, feeds Ray Whitney, give him 13, 1-0 Lina. Canes power play. Sergei Samsonov throws it in front. It goes off Paul Martin's skate and in. Samsonov credited with his 200th of his brilliant career. 2-0 Canes. Brandon Sutter walks in on Scott Clemenson. His backhand hits the post. Oh, so close to getting his second. 3 minutes to go in the period. Parise with a great chance. Denied by Cam Ward. Still 2-0 after 2. Midway through the third, the Canes, they dish it around pretty nice. Tuomo Ruutu finishes. Ruutu's 12, makes it 3-zip. Devils power play. Interesting play here. You don't really see it, but Sutter pulled his goalie, and there was still 8 minutes to go. It worked. Pays off. Carolina scores, but they still lose. 3-2. The Devils.
Right, the Devils. The Devils. We understand what you're saying. The give a crap level is dropping fast on this show. Jackets and Wings. 30 seconds in. The Wings give it away to Freddie Modine. No, that's off the post. 9 minutes later, Mike Pekka. A wide open net. Oh, the veteran waits too long. And Ty Conklin robs him. Scoreless after 1. Let's go to the second. Modine off the crossbar. Can't score. Halfway through the second, Johan Franzen to Yuri Hudler. Steve Mason dropping the pad to keep it scoreless. 3 minutes later, Conklin robs Derek Dorsett in close. Both goalies putting on a veritable clinic. Tied at zeros through 2/3 period. Nick Lidstrom through traffic. Thomas Holmstrom can't score. There's Pavel Datsyuk with a 17th. The Wings are on the board. A minute later, Marian Hossa beats Mason on a weak one. 18 on the season for Hossa. They'd add an empty netter. Conklin, 23 stops. Rick Nash, by the way, left the game in the first period with an injury and did not return.
Boston Celtics, defending NBA champs. They begin this season 27-2, win 19 in a row, and then Christmas Day happened. Santa came down the chimney and left the Celts with a big sack of Lakeritis. Kobe and the Lake Show beat the Celts that day, and nothing has been right since. They've lost 3 more since that game. Facing Charlotte, surely they'd win this game. Kevin Garnett deposits. They were still down 6 at the half. Minute to go in the third. Eddie House drills the 3, steals, beats the buzzer to tie it at 72, adding to the fourth. The Celts would go up by as much as 7 in the fourth, but the Cats claw back. Raymond Felton drills the 3. Over a minute left. Kevin Garnett works the post for 2, sees up 1. Felton responds with a fadeaway. Game tied. Bobcats, one last chance. Felton shot. No. So overtime. of the Wallace steal. DJ Augustine down court. Behind the back pass to Felton for the lay-in. He had 25. Game tied. Augustine drills the three. Wallace to Emeka Okafor. Bobcats pull off the upset.
Wow. Meanwhile, those Lakers were looking for their 16th straight win at home, taking on the Hornets. Second quarter, Lamar Odom leaves the game with a hyperextended right knee. He did not return. Third quarter, Kobe will get a couple of Richie Cunningham bounces. He had 39 points, thought he was fouled on the play. Lakers down 2, fourth quarter. Hornets down 5. David West over Pau Gasol, cutting the lead to 3. And then with the Hornets up by 2, West over Josh Powell. The Hornets up by 4. 2 minutes later, West over Gasol again. Part of a 15-0 run in the fourth. David West matching a career high with 40 points as the Lakers finally lose at home. When SportsCentre resets, we'll recap the Canadian NHL story, including Jarkko Ruutu taking a bite out of the Sabres, and the Flames tilt with the league-leading San Jose Sharks.
And is Pat Quinn going back to the NHL? Is he on his way back? All these questions answered by the panel.
Normally, Dan and I are on camera at this part of the show, but they're trying to squeeze us out of this program.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, way to go, Tim, our producer. Sharks and Flames. Dave Malenko scores. Second period, Randy Moore into the zone, feeds it to Lanko for second of the game. The Flames were taking it to the Sharks on Tuesday night. 4-0 at that point, third period. Curtis Glencross takes a hit, then feeds David Moss for his 12th. Calgary wins at 5-2. We get more from Jermaine Frank.
The first period displayed a complete role reversal from the first meeting between these two teams. The Sharks were the superior team then. This time around, the Flames dominated the opening frame. San Jose didn't even register a shot on net before Calgary squeezed 2 goals by Evgeny Nabokov.
Anytime you get embarrassed like we did in San Jose, it's definitely in the back of your mind. And, we came out and tried to play hard tonight, and we're fortunate to get some breaks and get some big goals.
First period there, we kept it simple. We, shut down the middle of the ice, and, a big part of our game is a transition game and going through the middle of the ice, and we did a good job of shutting down the middle.
They were ready. We knew they were going to be ready. I mean, obviously, that was no secret. And we were just kind of sleeping through the first.
Despite his consistent play, Damon Lanko rarely gets noticed, which is just the way he likes it. However, the centerman's current hot streak has made it impossible not to notice him. Tuesday night, Lanko extended his point streak to 6 games and his goal-scoring streak to 3 games.
It feels good, obviously. Maybe struggled a little bit earlier in the season, and it's just nice to contribute.
He's been hot. He's been one of our key leaders who stepped up and has been contributing quite a bit as of late. And just like I said before, he's one of those guys who go under the radar, but we know how important he is in this room.
Despite their rise to the top of the Northwest Division, the Flames couldn't, in good conscience, call themselves an elite team of the West simply because they were yet to defeat Detroit, Chicago, or San Jose. Coming into Tuesday night's game, the Flames had a combined record of 0-4-2 against those teams. But now, with a big win over the top team in the NHL, the Flames have taken a major step to elite status. Jermaine Franklin, TSN, Calgary.
Reset the rest of the Canadian story. Sens in Buffalo. Andrew Peters goes after Jarkko Ruutu. Ruutu seems to bite his finger. Peters livid. Ruutu somehow didn't get a penalty. Incident targets Ruutu afterwards. Jaroslav Spacek gets him right in the head. Third period, Derek Roy crashes the net, puts it in. Sabres beat the Sens on the road, which is not a difficult thing to do. Panthers Leafs. Brian McCabe playing his first game in Toronto since being traded, since he was let go by Florida.
And you can hear some boos as Brian McCabe makes his return. And it's played out. Stillman.
When he left True. We all know what happened.
Yeah.
Leafs lost. Sarah Leslie.
Remarkably, after being outplayed for most of the night by the Florida Panthers, the Toronto Maple Leafs were still challenging late in the third period. But a 3-goal deficit made it a case of too little, too late.
The third period was really decent for us, but first you just, came out flat-footed and
we stayed like that for 2 periods, so that's why we paid off for that.
We've done it before where we've come back, but, it seems after Christmas or after the first of the year, it's going to be a lot tougher to come back. Teams are buckling down. They're fighting for a playoff spot. And we're not in the top 8.
As has so often been the case this season, a slow start proved to be the Leafs' undoing. In their last 6 home games, they have been outscored 10-1 in the first period.
I feel like we were ready to play. I just, for some reason, I think we were watching.
It's easy to play from behind when, the game's out of reach and there's no pressure. The time to play well is the beginning, and the only way we're going to get better as a team if we find a way to do that.
If there is any good news for the Leafs, it's that Matt Stajan is expected to be back in the lineup on Thursday after missing the last 5 games with an eye injury. Perhaps his return can help to ignite some of his teammates, including line mates Alexei Ponikarovsky and Nick Antropov, who have combined for only 5 points in his absence. Sarah Oleski, TSN, Toronto.
The Battle of Los Angeles, not just the Rage Against the Machine album. It's the Kings and Ducks on Tuesday night at the Honda Center. Bobby Ryan with his 8th 1-0 Anaheim after 1 second period. Kings on a 5-on-3. Kyle Quincy, great show, ties it midway through the frame. Chris Kunitz, side of the net. He's robbed by Eric Eisberg. He's back. Here's big. 10 minutes left in the third. Another Ducks power play. Scott Niedermayer throws it on net. Defensive forward Sammy Paulson tips it in. That's your game winner. Ducks take it 3-1.
As Preds a game ago, Wojtek Wolski was moved from his customary left wing to center. The move, brilliant. Wolski finished off the set for Milan Hajduk for his 8th, has it at 1. Hajduk, another nifty pass.
Hajduk cutting across.
Wolski, I said pass.
Score! Wojtek Wolski is second of the game.
Colorado up 2-1. A couple minutes later, Wolski, dazzling spinorama, beauty move. That close from picking up his first career hat trick. The Avs win. Andrew Raycroft now 7-1.
That one goes in, Mike. We got our first start.
The NHL Wrap-Up is brought to you by SportCheck. Introducing the new Converse Wade Slash, exclusively at SportCheck. SportCheck, the power of sport.
During the World Juniors, reports said a deal to send John Tavares to the London Knights was already done, but as it turns out, the report was premature. But could Tavares still end up in London? And how about his Team Canada head coach? Where might he end up next? James Duthie's looking for answers.
Thank you. Alongside the Hockey Insiders, Bob McKenzie and Darren Dreger. And that's the problem with the World Juniors. There's no time to celebrate. These guys win gold. They get a couple of hours together, and then they're scattered back to their junior teams and already getting traded. John Tavares, what's the latest?
Well, the latest, John Tavares is with the Oshawa Generals upon returning from the World Junior Hockey Championship and Team Canada, where he successfully won gold. He and his agent, Pat Brisson, met with management of the Oshawa Generals, and the word they received, the message they got was that, look, there just isn't a strong enough deal on the table just yet to make a trade. Yes, the London Knights are keenly interested in John Tavares. Absolutely, the Windsor Spitfires would like to add the offensive talent of John Tavares, and other teams are calling too. But there is no deal on the table as of yet that Oshawa would consider strong enough to move John Tavares.
So the reports that said John Tavares had been traded to the London Knights pending the lifting of the trade freeze in the Ontario Hockey League are obviously inaccurate. Could he end up a London Knight? Absolutely he could. Could he be a Windsor Spitfire? Yes, he could. Could he also end up staying in Oshawa General? Yeah, there's an outside chance that could happen as well.
Not just the players who could be in potentially new places. What about Pat Quinn, whose stock is high again after winning gold and who definitely wants to coach in the National Hockey League?
Well, it's the perfect confluence for Pat Quinn. Win a gold medal at the World Junior Championship in Ottawa at the same time that the Senators are on a road trip from hell where they can't get any wins, and they've still got a game in Buffalo and a game in Boston, amid all sorts of rumors that either there's going to be a coach or a manager change or both in Ottawa, and Eugene Melnick out on the ice with Pat Quinn there and photo ops. But you know what? It's even more of a perfect confluence because the Pittsburgh Penguins, my goodness, they've got major problems there. There is such a disconnect now between the players in the dressing room of the Pittsburgh Penguins and head coach Michel Therrien. I don't know that it can be repaired. So Ottawa, Pittsburgh, two possible destinations for Pat Quinn if those organizations decide to blow things up.
Well, it's white hot in Pittsburgh right now. There's no question about that. But if you zero back in on the Ottawa Senators, the reality is their management group is out of town. I mean, Brian Murray, the general manager of the Ottawa Senators, is with the Sens scouting staff. They're going through meetings in Florida. Roy Malacker, the president of the Ottawa Senators, is enjoying a vacation in Cancun, Mexico. So the climate doesn't seem right. That being said, there's also ongoing speculation that Eugene Melnyk and Pat Quinn may have something cooked up whereby if, say, Pittsburgh shows interest in Pat Quinn, he'd go back to Ottawa and say, look, don't make that deal just yet. Speculation, but it's out there.
Eugene Melnyk sure had fun. I don't think he just wants to hire Pat Quinn. I think he wants to buy Team Canada, if that's possible, as we send it back to SportsCentre.
Still to come. Brace yourselves, people.
He just gets folded in half.
Another bone-crushing edition of the Hit Parade is on the way.
And in the midst of a renaissance season, how Kurt Warner's transformed the Cardinals from pretenders to contenders.
Guys in the locker room feel we can compete against anybody in the league.
This is it. Keeper for Robinson, who is just hammered. He just gets folded in half.
And Chris Clemens just upends Tavares Jackson.
Peterman in motion. Pass goes to the other side. And boy, what a wallop, but it's a first down.
Quick drop, quick strike.
Douglas.
Wham down on the tackle by Hood. All right.
Darren Sproles moves up a couple of strides. Fields at the 3-yard line, across the 20, and ripped down.
This is what he likes doing best.
Ouch. Tony Logan from his own 38-yard line. Wallets at the 47. What a hit by Mike McCoy.
1947, Kurt Warner was a spry 2-year-old, and the Chicago Cardinals had just won a home playoff game. 61 years later, Warner, not Matt Leinart, was the one that led the Arizona Cardinals to their next home playoff win. The Cards are a tricky team to figure out. They play in a brutal division, but they can put up a ton of points, thanks to Old Man River. Farhan Lalji checks in with the Cards as they get set to face the Panthers Saturday night.
At 37 years of age, Kurt Warner was supposed to be washed up. Instead, he's in the midst of a renaissance season, leading a young team deep into the playoffs. It was an opportunity he wasn't sure he would ever have again.
You always hope. I mean, that's the only reason I kept playing the game. I mean, was to get another chance and to compete again. So, yeah, I definitely believe that, you know, some way, shape, or form, I was going to get this opportunity again.
Well, it's always great to have a guy that's been to the top, that's running your offense, because no matter what they do, we're going to be able to find a way to try to respond, to try to be successful. You know, and it doesn't fluster him like it would a young guy the first time in the playoffs.
Warner's biggest attribute throughout his career has been his efficiency. In fact, only 5 times in NFL history has a team had at least 3 receivers catch more than 75 passes in a season. Warner has been the quarterback on 3 of those teams.
He just understands the defenses. He knows where the mismatches are. He knows where we can get one-on-one coverage, and so he can kind of manipulate, the defenses is doing some of the things he wants to do in terms of moving the safeties with his eyes and making throws a little bit easier for himself. And he's done a great job doing that his entire career.
The one thing that I've always tried to do as a quarterback is just let the defense dictate where the ball goes, and never try to force it to one receiver or, make sure a certain guy gets so many catches or anything like that.
Despite a Pro Bowl season, there is no guarantee that Warner will be back next year. He'll be a free agent with Matt Leinart waiting in the wings. Retirement is a possibility as contract talks are currently on hold.
I'm sure everything's going to influence, that decision. Having fun, the success we had this year, what we're building. Yeah, I mean, you can't just throw that stuff out the window and not have that factor in.
During Warner's initial rise from rags to riches in being named MVP of Super Bowl 34, much was made about his family. And as he takes another step closer this year, Warner's family is again front and center, thanks to a promise he wanted no part of.
My wife kind of put words in my mouth and said that if we won the Super Bowl, they could get a puppy. So I think that's really the only thing they're hanging on right now is that part of it. I want to win the Super Bowl, but I still don't want to get a puppy.
Farhan Lalji, TSN, Arizona.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Panthers are 10-point favorites against the Cards. That's the Saturday night game in the NFC. The Eagles and Giants are the Sunday afternoon. Both games available on CTV. And then Saturday in the AFC, it's the Ravens and Titans on Saturday. And then Sunday on TSN, Chargers and Steelers.
This is what you need to know. Chargers wide receiver Vincent Jackson's been arrested for drunk driving. Jackson failed sobriety tests early Tuesday morning in San Diego. He's still on probation for a previous DUI arrest. Meanwhile, Saints quarterback Drew Brees has been named the 2008 NFL Offensive Player of the Year. He threw for 5,069 yards, just 15 fewer than Dan Marino's NFL record. He was also tied for the league lead with 34 touchdown passes. He's the first Saint to win the award. The Yankees introduced their newest offseason acquisition, Mark Teixeira, at the old Yankee Stadium Tuesday. He signed an 8-year, $180 million deal with the club December the 23rd. He's 28. He's a switch hitter. He'll don number 25, and he joins the team he's been a fan of since childhood, growing up in Baltimore.
I would go to Orioles games. My dad would take me to O's games, and I would wear a Yankees hat. And back in the 80s and early 90s, that wasn't a safe thing to do in Baltimore. So, but it was worth it.
Meanwhile, the Yankees' former first baseman who wore number 25, Jason Giambi, reportedly on the verge of agreeing to a one-year deal with his old team, the Oakland A's. The deal would pay Giambi $5.25 million plus an option year in 2010. And apparently Mike Fisher's dating Carrie Underwood. Dan, your thoughts? I know he's a Peterborough boy. You must be very proud.
Yeah, this is great. I didn't know it was sports related.
This is very much sports related.
Who were those
Carrie
other
Underwood.
two people?
I'm not sure who they were. Sisters? She's better looking than Jessica Simpson, I think. The Hahn candidates coming up on the honor roll, people.
Which player from the World Junior team makes more than one appearance in the top 10? We will tell you in the tourney's best moments.
Can you believe it? In the red, Seven working to the inside, backhander, beaten by Biron. Oh, chance of a wonderful defensive play. The team along the boards. Now Weiss with room to shoot, scores. One in Hayduk, he's got Volsky to the front. There's a chance, score! Iguodala down the baseline, went for the big jam. That is Young. You get lots of company when Dad shoots on the ice, losing the puck like that. Chris Russell toward the goal, wide open. How did he miss? Here's John Mitchell, breakaway pass, short-handed, Jason Blake, stopped by the coach scores.
Ray Ferraro, NHL on TSN analyst, his nickname, Chicken Parm. We love Ray Ferraro. He'll be up front with Michael Landsberg Wednesday on Off the Record.
Petrangelo, Hodgson, sends it back door. Yamasson coming, rebound, score! Can't stop that!
I think it's something we're going to have to say a lot. Hodgson to Tavares to the back of the net.
We thought John Tavares with that eye-gouging goal had set the bar at an incredibly high level before the World Juniors even began. But we were wrong, and when I say we, I mean Onrait. As the top 10 reveals, every player and their dog was showing off in Ottawa.
Incredibly.
Metzola big time. Oh, and he shows it for the crowd.
A little pose. Looks like he just got done lifting weights at the beach.
Through the middle for Van Riemsdyk. James Van Riemsdyk works his way through the middle, gets a shuttle and scores.
Van Riemsdyk finally steps up and delivers a gigantic goal for the Americans. Great job by Van Riemsdyk in that situation.
Was poked, checked away, comes Andronov short-handed. Sergei Andronov in, great! Oh, what a save by Giannis! Yaroslav Giannis jams out the right pad and took it right away from him. What a stop!
A Lasto man lives for Slovakia.
As Matt Rust will play it away with 5 seconds, cuts between, shoots, scores! That could be a big goal. You never know. Down the stretch in the tournament, it's 8-2 United States.
Did you see the way the United States bench reacted? They wanted Matt Rust to get this goal.
Works his way in, fires, can save, rebound. Oh, what a stop by Giannis on Tyler Johnson. Can you believe it?
This is a Lasto, man. This is amazing.
Now here's a turnover. In comes Tavares. Walks in, Wade scores. Tavares again. Canada's back in it.
Luka McDonough, no stick, no ability, high short side. John Tavares making it happen.
In overtime, James Van Riemsdyk goes through the legs for the incredible game winner.
Riemsdyk looks in front, Wilson, all alone in front, backhand shot!
Oh my gosh! Unbelievable by Tokarski!
He took that right away, a sure goal!
Oh no, you don't! Wow!
Tedemy. What a move by Tedemy. Oh, what another move by Tedemy. In alone. Tedemy across. Halverson scores. Tedemy. Unbelievable.
That's just phenomenal hockey. 1, 2, and then a third one. Thank you. And then know that the guy's a left-hand shot, so you get one time it. Nice.
Tavares pulls it out. Tavares backhand towards the goal. Loose puck. Everybody scores. Tie game. Can you believe it? The image that won't soon be forgotten.
You're talking about something that could be the play of the year.
SportsCentre Top 10 is brought to you by Mr. Lube, where you'll never need an appointment to get a fast warranty-approved oil change. Ready for a change.
Get ready. This next.
SportsCentre brought to you by TSN 2. More games, more sports, more choice, more TSN. For more information, contact your local television provider or visit tsn2.ca.
Gino Reda. Gino Reda. That's hockey.
Now, the Tim Hortons highlight of the night.
And Gino will love this. Mike Pekka, open cage, veteran robbed by Ty Conklin. During last night's Red Wings Blue Jackets game. It's our highlight of the night. There were 11 games last night. Oh, were you going to say something, Dan?
I was just saying the control room's not very impressed. I just heard a sigh after we did the Gino Reda thing there.
I thought that was very creative.
You came up with it. Nice work.
Thanks, buddy.
Fist bump.
All right.